In this video, we're going to load up the drone with a bunch of cinder blocks and see how much weight it can lift. But first, I want to make a few changes to the frame to make it more stable. During several of the past flights with weight, the long legs have buckled under the weight of the drone and its payload if it lands a little bit wonky. So in an attempt to make it more stable, I'm going to make the legs way shorter. But that leads to another issue. The motors are currently facing down, which I originally did because I intended to sit or stand on top of the drone, and I didn't want the propellers to be on the same level as my body just in case something happened. But since we're just going to load it up with a bunch of cement, that's no longer an issue, so I'm going to flip the motors right side up. Before we fly, I want to know exactly how much this thing weighs. So you can see that I have it all ready to go with all the batteries, propellers on it. It is ready to fly. So I have it on this pulley right here, and we're going to lift it up. You can see I have some slack in these lines, and let's see how much it weighs. So I'm going to zero out the scale, turn it on. Okay, it shows 0 pounds. That's going to be hard to do. Come on, stop spinning. Wrong way. 90.4 pounds. All right. Now I have it ready to fly with the payload. I've got 6 cinder blocks on here, and they are all super wet. They were dripping water as I was picking them up because they just got rained on. But that shouldn't skew our numbers too much because I'll be flying very soon and it is so humid that there's no way these things are drying out. So let's see how much it weighs. All right, once again, we got some slack. I turned the scale around this time so I can actually see it, and let's go for it. This is going to be kind of tricky. Okay, 0 pounds. Ugh. 305.6. Letting it down. Okay. And I'll show you, just so you know there's no funny business going on. Okay, I'm going to put the phone down so you can kind of still see me. We're at 0 pounds. Hopefully I look really cool from this angle. Okay. My finger is going to get cut off. Upside down. 304.4 pounds. You can see it's spinning on the ground because it's in the air. There's your proof. Don't worry about me. My finger's supposed to look like that.
So let's do this thing!
I am honestly wondering if tying down these cinder blocks was the hardest part of the project. It took me like an hour, but they're pretty sturdy. Ugh. Yeah, not moving at all. So, I don't know. I guess I'm ready to go. I'm calmer than I expected I would be. I guess because I'm okay with this being the last flight, if I break it. Arming check. Well, now I'm hyperventilating. Arming in 3, 2, 1. Oh man. I guess that's it for today. It looks pretty bad. Well, I was really hoping to see some action, just different than this. Wow. Okay. Literally just motors, broken propellers, everything everywhere. Look at that. Bet you didn't know a drone could make art. All right, let's see. One good motor and propeller. One good motor, bad propeller, good motor and propeller. So we have 2 intact motors and propellers. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 motors still on the drone. So 1, 2, 3 of them flew off. ESCs are just everywhere. So yeah. Well, at least it's convenient that only 2 of the 8 batteries were still connected. These 2 right here. The others don't even have anything to connect to anymore. Literally just gone. I think I know what happened. I have 3 screws holding on each motor mounting plate. And on all 3 of the motors that came off, it stretched out the screws, and you see how this is all shiny? The nuts just slid right out of the nuts or just sheared off. Looks like that on all 3 of them. Here's the other one. Pretty nice and shiny on the end. See how that has no threads left? Just pulled it right out of the nuts. Same with that one. I bet the reason I've never had that happen before is because the motors are on top of the arms now. And so, as you can see, the thrust would have been exerted right here on the end of this, which would it would be pulling up on this end, which would be exerting a lot of pressure on that first screw right there. I have flown it with almost this much weight in the past, but the motors were mounted underneath the arms, so it was kind of pushing up instead of trying to pull all that force on these screws. Well, this is like the most awkward angle I could possibly record from, but my phone just started recording, so I guess I'll talk. Yeah, this kind of sucks. I I was really hoping to have something more to show for this project. I don't know what to say. One interesting thing I did notice as I was going through the video of the explosion was that it did shift the entire like mass of the drone as the motors took off by themselves. I can't really tell, but I can tell that all four legs actually did get off the ground by like just millimeters at some point, which is really interesting. I don't think I can call it flying because I don't think that they were all off the ground at the same time. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that the motors were actually, some of them were actually in the air off the drone when the drone was lifted up off the ground, which is kind of weird. Well, like I said in the last video, I am ready to move on to bigger and better things, and I'm not going to let this failure stop me. I have a different project that I've been working on just a little bit, and I was a little bit embarrassed to even show this picture because I know the body and the arms look kind of disproportionate. The arms are a little bit too long for what the body is, but that's just because the body is 3D printed and it's the biggest that I could fit on my 3D printer. It's about 2 feet square. But that's what I'm going to be working on next. So I'm not done making big drones by a long shot. The next one is going to be way bigger than this one, which I'm super stoked about. So I don't know why I'm about to tell you guys this, but I actually lost my drone job since the last video. I got laid off. Me and my boss actually did see my last video. Haha. So that's kind of awkward. But I also have a new baby coming in a month. So life is changing a lot for me. I got a lot going on. I'll also be spending some time finishing up this drone for a friend. It's been in the works for a long time. It's an agriculture drone. It's gas powered. It's a 2-stroke engine, so it's kind of cool. I don't know. I guess I'm just showing you guys that I'm a mess and I've got a lot of crap going on. But with all that being said, I'm actually going to try to start uploading on a weekly basis and see if that helps grow my channel faster. I am still under 700 subscribers. But just to kind of give you a heads up about the weekly videos, I'm going to be experimenting a little bit. I will still be doing build videos as I've been doing, like build and fly videos. I want to do some videos of like analyzing other people's builds, because there's a lot of really cool builds out there. And that way I can see what other people do that works, and you can also see as you follow along. There's also been some cool stuff posted on the Discord server that I announced last video. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, go check it out because it's awesome. I'm really glad that a few of you guys jumped on there. It is a very small community right now, but there's some really talented people that watch my videos, and it makes me almost a little bit self-conscious because I know that a lot of you guys build some really cool stuff. So if you're curious about that, go check out the Discord channel. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks again, guys. I love ya. I'll see you in the next video.